Hello and welcome to Movies with My Dad, the podcast where I, film critic Tina Kakadelis, take my dad Stratus to the movies. This week we saw Alien Romulus, directed by Fede Alvarez, starring Kaylee Spaney, David Johnson, and a whole lot of aliens. Join us on the spoiler-filled car ride home. Okay.
Let's start this baby up.
It's already recording. Oh, but let me fix that. Let me fix the car. Oh, things are falling apart. Okay. What did we see? Hello, Father.
Hi, Tina.
Hi. What did we see?
Aliens Romulus?
Alien singular.
Alien
Romulus. The Ghostbuster car is here. You've never seen it here before?
Oh, we have seen it here before. That is kind of it's not really, it's a Kia dressed up as a Ghostbuster car.
I don't know what the Ghostbuster car is.
Oh, the Ghostbuster car is a 50s ambulance. But anyways.
Why are your high beams on? We're in a parking lot.
Well, the lights weren't on at all, so at least I turned them on.
Okay, Alien Romulus. What's the plot?
So the plot follows on from the original Alien.
Correct.
1979 with Sigourney Weaver.
All right, stop showing off.
And there really doesn't need to be a plot. This is a horror film with aliens. There's really not, and you're just trying to get away from the aliens. That is all the plot you need to know about this movie.
I think that this is a very human story and less about the aliens.
Wow.
Because you actually had them fighting for something. Fighting for a better life.
The humans.
I don't know what the xenomorphs are doing.
The xenomorphs? Who are xenomorphs?
They're the aliens. The aliens
Who's fighting for a better life? The alien?
The humans.
Okay, now you're confusing me.
The aliens are called xenomorphs. Okay. The humans are fighting for a better life.
Yes, okay. The humans are fighting for a better life.
Which is more than what's at stake in Alien, 1979, starring Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, but I don't think any of that matters. They're fighting for their entire life, not for a better life. They're just
fighting for a better
how
life.
It started.
And that's what they're all doing. That's why the stakes are so much higher, I felt like.
No, there's no stakes higher. They're fighting not to die from this slimy million-teeth alien.
Oh my goodness, I see that you're not a human.
No, at that point, everything else goes out the window. Soon as the aliens are starting to kill you and all your friends, you are running for your life. You're not doing any broader, bigger thing. You were just trying to get the hell out of there.
It's broader and bigger.
Broader and bigger. So, continue.
Well, I mean, so they seem to be forced into some sort of...
Yes, they're indentured servants on a mining colony.
And just forced forever, stuck in the terrible world of capitalism that we all live in, with employers running our lives.
Aren't you independently working?
Okay, you know what?
Aren't you your own boss?
I am.
Aren't you the capitalist you hate?
I am, and my boss is terrible. But only because I've been burnt out from working in the establishment, if you will.
You're too young to be burnt out, okay?
I'm not getting into this debate with you because we've done it before and I can't do it. I cannot do
all
it
right.
tonight.
So here's my problem with whatever you just said. That's probably established in the first 20 minutes or so?
Yeah.
Maybe 30. I was having a real hard time staying awake.
Oh my God.
Now that has nothing to do with the movie. Complete props to the movie and the creators of the movie.
So you liked it?
I worked really hard today, so I was exhausted. So I started fading. But as soon as the aliens showed up, I woke up and was awake for the next hour and a half, solid. I don't know, how long was it? A 2-hour movie?
Yeah, it's like 1:59, I think.
So I did not blink after that.
I did look over at you early on because I thought I heard you snoring.
I didn't snore.
Okay.
I think I was just, what is it?
Dozing
Dozing,
or nodding?
thank you, nodding. Dozing. That's dozing and nodding at the same time.
So you liked it?
I did. And I don't like horror movies. But this one was a classic horror movie.
Yeah, he's done quite a few horror movies.
Just when you think you're out, they grab you and pull you back.
Oh my God.
Come on. That alien, and they
They
played
made
up.
him nastier.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I've only seen the first one, so I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm saying. Like I've followed the progression of all of them.
The progression. You're talking 30 plus years, and
45 years.
45. Oh my gosh, 45 years. Evidently, I'm old. But they really were good aliens. Were they not? I mean, they
were nasty.
Unkillable. They were nasty. They had slime.
Okay, they've always had slime.
Yes, but I mean, they were even amped up the slime, I think, this time.
Okay, so how many have you watched?
Okay, so we watched the first one together.
Yeah.
Which we recorded.
That's all I needed to know for this movie.
Evidently not, but I'll get to that in a minute. So we watched the first one together, and we have an episode on that we're going to release after this, sort of as a bonus alien episode.
What a great marketing team.
Marketing team. There we go. So I ended up watching.
You got obsessed.
I get a little obsessed, and it's only been 6 days since that.
Yeah.
So I watched Aliens,
right,
with Sigourney Weaver.
Right.
Alien 3
Cute.
with Sigourney Weaver.
Cute.
And Alien 4 with Sigourney Weaver.
She's in all of them?
She's in all of them. And do you want me to spoil it for you?
I guess.
She dies.
Oh.
At some point. Then other people die at some point. And let me go with this. So from Alien to Aliens, she is sent back to this place to go get the aliens from the company.
Yeah, Mom already spoiled that for me this morning.
So then, instead of a cat in Aliens 2, she has a small child who she befriends, and they become a mother-daughter pair.
Okay.
And then by 3, which is done like 10 or 15 years later.
Directed by David Fincher.
Oh, number 2 is directed by James Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 and 2 are actually quite good. 3, it starts losing it, and 4, forget about it. But
I don't think you've even watched all of them.
I did.
Then. No.
Hang on, no, I did watch more. And then in 3, since it'd been so long since everyone, the little girl and everything, they kill them all before they get out of stasis on the spaceship.
Oh, I feel like I did know that.
It was like a great little way to get out of the plot that was left in 3. 2? 3. I can't remember.
I don't think you even know what's happening.
And then I jumped to Prometheus, which was Ridley Scott again, which I have to tell you, you need to go watch that movie. That is a phenomenal movie. It was really good and had everything you were just talking about, humanity and the meaning of life, and it was beautiful. I want to see the next one that came after Prometheus.
Covenant.
But let's get back to this movie.
Romulus. How did you feel about space?
Just, you mean the general treatment of space?
Yeah.
I thought quite good.
I feel like sometimes they did it, sometimes they didn't do it. Like in terms of the silence and everything.
They did use the silence for theatrical effect at one point.
When they used it at the very end and they just suck all the noise out. Silence was
deafening, right.
Oh my gosh, incredible.
That was really good. I will agree with you.
And when it opened too, there's nothing that's like more interesting to me than like when you take a huge blockbuster like this, which one of the busiest theaters that we've been in a while.
Yes.
Certainly after Borderlands. But you take this thing that has a very palpable excitement, a very large group, and then you just make them shut up.
Right.
And like the opening is like 2-3 minutes. It's the same way that Alien opened, where it's kind of just like a tour of like what's going on, like checking out the spaceship, checking out things that are happening, but it's silent. And everybody has to be quiet. And it's such a beautiful little social experiment. And I'm fascinated by it.
I'm glad you enjoyed that.
I love that. I love when they do that, especially in like big blockbusters. Because like when you go see the little independent foreign films, it's like you and, the old people that get dropped off. Everybody's quiet. Always.
Speaking from experience, are you?
Always. It's always like the 4 of us, me and like 3 old people. But it's always quiet. And then when you go see, like whenever we go see the bigger blockbusters, you always get like the rowdier groups, and it's like sometimes it's fun, like when somebody gasped later on.
This was a fan grouping, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're here on opening day, and what'd you call it? A fan event. A fan event. So they actually gave us little trinkets.
A patch and a pin.
A patch and a pin. And we're just in Pittsburgh. We're not like in L.A. or something. I guess they gave these out everywhere in the country?
Mm-hmm.
All right, nice marketing technique. I like that.
Great. Okay, so you're fine with how space was treated. How did you like the characters? Did you care about them? Sad when they got slashed?
So, obviously,
Acid.
all right, I will say that the lead woman, young woman,
Kaylee Spaney.
that's her name?
Yes.
What's the character's name?
Rain.
Rain?
Rain.
As in
like
falling
the
from
weather
the sky?
event.
Weather
yeah.
Rain. Okay. So Rain, I thought, was really good.
You know, she just played Priscilla last year.
Oh, I never got to see that one.
No, but it's so odd. Because I didn't see Civil War because I'm not an Alex Garland fan. But that was like the other big movie that she did earlier this year. But to go from seeing her as Priscilla Presley to this, it was fascinating. As like my only 2 touch points for her. It's just like such a complete shift of character acting, but like so much of it is in her face and she's so good at it. I like it. I thought she did a great job. And I loved Robot Boy.
Robot Boy he's the synthetic in this one.
Do they all have a little Robot Boy?
They all have a robot synthetic of some sort. And he was...
You know that they're called synthetics, but you
I
don't
do.
know that they're xenomorphs?
No, sorry. They don't use that terminology in the movie.
Disrespectful. The xenomorphs.
But let's go back to Rain.
Yeah.
This character and this actress does Sigourney Weaver proud. Can you not agree with that?
Yeah.
I mean, Sigourney was a really kick-ass, tough woman. Not tough, but, resourceful.
Not tough.
Not like mean tough. She was resourceful
I don't think
and
you
intelligent.
have to be mean to be tough.
Okay, so she was a really tough woman and character in that first movie.
Right.
And then in this movie, Rain really just took the reins.
Oh my gosh.
Followed on to that and was just as good, if maybe even better than Sigourney Weaver. But Sigourney defined that character.
Well, I mean, she's not
the
playing
archetype of this.
Ripley.
No, she's not playing Ripley. But that kind of character, Rain did a phenomenal job at this.
Yeah, I mean, I still warms my little heart to get to see like a woman take the reins of now I can't.
See, Reigns.
Just like get the hero shot of like blasting away, a million xenomorphs coming at her with a super cool gun. Like
But honestly, that was not the majority of the movie. There was not that much shooting and that kind of explosion type of movie.
You could almost say it was more grounded and a more humanistic approach.
Oh my gosh, Tina.
One could say that.
No. It was still it was a really amazingly done horror film.
So are you going to watch this director's other horror movies?
I don't know. Were they as good as this?
I haven't seen them.
Oh, well then maybe not.
There you go. People did like them a lot, which
so
is how
I don't know
who
job. Was the director at all related to whoever wrote this screenplay?
He co-wrote it with somebody else that I think he wrote one of his other films with.
Both men, I think.
Yeah.
From the name, I think their names were.
Yeah.
So who has? One of them must be a new dad, who was traumatized by being in the nursing room as their child was born, because the imagery of childbirth, alien and human, was just disturbing.
I mean, disturbing. Here's the thing. Once you see a woman give birth to a half titanium baby, you've seen it all. So this was fine for me. But that was the ugliest baby I've ever seen in my life.
Even the alien baby, before they made the human alien baby,
that was cute.
Was not cute. When the
little baby one that came out of the shaved head girls. Yeah.
Oh, not that one.
Oh.
I'm talking about the mother alien that was stuck to the wall that was giving birth to the
I didn't need that.
Traditional. That was just like, oh my gosh.
That didn't disturb me.
And what about the half-human alien?
That was cool.
Very interesting shape, but you also didn't see Prometheus, because that shape sort of has echoes to that movie. But what was I don't know how else to say this, the genital area doing? Did you happen to notice?
I'm not looking at an alien.
It was
junk.
right there.
What are you talking about?
Well, there wasn't a junk. It was an opening, but it was a trifold opening.
This is what you're concerned about. You're not concerned about that everyone else was dead.
No, they all were going to die as soon as the movie started. We knew that.
You're mad about... I'm sorry.
I'm not mad about that.
You want to talk about...
That just was like, oh...
I'm sorry, you want to assign a gender to a xenomorph?
There was no gender. I don't know what... This thing does not need gender. I don't even know why it needs another life form to face hug and connect to, because it seems to procreate and generate without a problem and live in space, no issues whatsoever.
Yeah, and I don't really know what its end goal is. Maybe to get back to its little planet.
Well, as the other synthetic said, the original science officer, which we should talk about that for a minute.
You're running out of time.
Did you ever see? Does that guy track to a guy you saw? Roke, whatever his name is.
The half man.
The half synthetic that was sliced open.
He looked familiar.
He must be from 2 then. He is an actor.
Can't have been from 1.
Then he's from 2, because Bishop is from 1.
How do you remember all of these people's names? And then we talk about a movie that we saw last week, and you're like, I have no earthly idea. I've never seen that movie.
Regardless, if you don't remember, so that synthetic was portrayed by an actor 30 years ago, 40 years ago. And I don't know what they did to put his voice and his face on this half sliced up synthetic in this movie 40 years later. So just the CG and the AI, whatever they did to make it happen, was impressive, because you go back and watch it and it's the same guy.
This is so shocking to me that you liked this movie.
I know. But I sort of have connected to the whole Alien franchise.
That is also shocking to me 45 years later that you're just like, I'm all in.
I'm still all in because I saw the original one.
You didn't know anything that happened in the original one. No, but
because it's been 40 years. So, all right, we are running out of time, but I do want to... There was one element that technically bothered me, and I know you needed something to use as a construct here, but they only could go... They went to this ship, and the only way they could open doors was by using their buddy, their own synthetic, who would stick his finger in a doorknob, door lock, and open doors, right?
Yeah.
But then they're on the ship that they used to get there, and there were keys, physical keys, like you open a door with kind of key. This is hundreds of years in the future, and you mean to tell me there are still keys that you got?
An override key.
A key, a physical key.
Yeah.
No, by then...
Because this was a trash ship that I assumed that they all
it's not a
rebuilt.
1974 Ford Fiesta or something, or Dodge Dakota or something.
Were there Ford Fiestas?
No, there might have been, actually. I think they did have them in Europe, but I thought that was a little weird.
I'm fine with it. It's an override key.
It's an override key.
I don't really care. That was...
Any other technical issues that bothered you?
No, I'd still love... I think they did enough to pay homage to the old without retreading everything. I thought their use of shadows was stunning, and I loved the score. I loved all of that.
Watching that in IMAX and with the massive sound system they had in there.
You were complaining about the sound during the trailers. You said it's too loud.
It is too loud, but in the movie it was phenomenal. Although I will say there was one problem with the sound. I don't know if you got it too. The boyfriend of the pregnant girl that got killed.
Nobody was the boyfriend of the pregnant girl.
Yeah. The girl that got...
No.
Yes.
No.
He seemed to really care for her. I figured it was his kid. But regardless, that guy...
Who?
With the British Cockney accent, I couldn't understand a word of him. Yes.
The one who... No.
Yes.
He's not
Could
the
you
father.
Understand him?
Yes, but he's also not the father. He was with the shaved head girl.
You're right.
Yeah.
Regardless, could you understand him?
Yeah.
There was nothing. that every time he spoke, I'm like, it's marble in his mouth.
Oh, goodness gracious.
We didn't give Andy Andy? Was that his name?
Andy's the robot boy.
Yeah, we didn't give him enough credit.
He's phenomenal.
Because we're just about home.
So good. He's in this really, really awesome rom-com called Rye Lane that's on Hulu. I highly recommend it. He's a phenomenal actor. And his actual voice is the British voice that he does. He's very, very good.
All right, we're pulling up by the houses.
Okay, Mr. Alien, number one fan.
What are we giving this out of?
Little face huggers.
Face huggers. Okay, I have to give this the multiple thing because
my God.
you can't just give it a rating.
Yes, you can.
So for the average person that never really watched science fiction or horror films and all, I don't know if you should go. I don't think.
Stay home.
I think you should stay home. But if you are remotely science fiction interested, even if you're a horror genre person that doesn't do science fiction, I think you'll enjoy the heck out of this.
This is crazy.
And it's for me as well. It's a 4. Except for the first 20 minutes where I napped.
It's a 4 for me as well.
All right, face huggers it is.
I cannot believe how amped you are about this movie.
I know. I'm totally no caffeine, sleeping in the first 20 minutes, and then amped up for the last hour and a half.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Good night, Tina.
Good night. That's it for this week's episode of Movies with My Dad. You can find all of our episodes online at movieswithmydad.com. You can also send us an email at movieswithmydadpod@gmail.com. My dad is desperate to hear from you. You can find me, Tina, on Twitter at Captain Ameripug or letterboxed at Tina_DOCX. You can find my dad at our local Home Depot. Tune in next week when we head back to the movies.